If you've ever had a panic attack, you know it feels like the most dangerous, terrifying thing in the world. Your heart's pounding, you can't breathe, and every part of you is screaming, make it stop. You feel like you're going to die. I get what that feels like because I went through a period of having them all the time. It was one of the worst things I've ever experienced, but I found my way out of them. Today, I want to bring an end to your panic attacks too. But you'll probably be surprised to discover that the cure is found in the last place that you would ever look. First, you've got to understand how a panic attack works, how it's created in the first place. Even though it seems like it happens all by itself, it actually requires your participation. Here's what I mean. There's a feedback loop that runs like this. Your nervous system sends a threat signal, your body responds, heart races, chest tightens, breathing goes shallow, and then your mind feels those physical sensations and says, oh no, this is bad, this cannot happen, I can't do this. That resistance, that desperate, white-knuckled refusal to allow the panic is actually just fuel for the fire of panic. It takes anxiety and turns it into a full-blown panic attack. In other words, the harder you fight it, the bigger it gets. It's like quicksand. The more you struggle, the faster you sink. So sometimes with clients, I'll look at them and say, okay, right now in your chair, can you go ahead and have a panic attack? Bring one on for me. Let's look at it together. Let's really try to understand and examine it. You know what happens? Nothing. Not once. In all the times I've tried this, has anyone ever been able to do it. Because you see, in order to have a panic attack, you need the one ingredient that isn't there at that moment. You need resistance. By definition, a panic attack requires you to be running away. It needs you to run. That's what makes it a panic attack. It needs you to be screaming internally, no, please stop. This must not happen. I cannot let this happen. That's the engine that drives it. And without that, there's no panic attack. So here's the counterintuitive move, the one you'd never think to do. Stop running. Instead of turning away, you turn toward it. Turn around and say, okay, fine, go ahead, take me. I'm not fighting you anymore. I surrender. Let's get this over with. I know that sounds terrifying. Everything in you wants to resist it. But when you drop that resistance, the panic deflates. It loses its fuel. Because what it feeds on is your fear of it. This is what psychologists call interoceptive exposure, intentionally moving toward the sensations you've been avoiding, rather than away from them. When your brain registers that you're no longer treating a sensation as a threat, the alarm quiets. You teach your nervous system this isn't dangerous. And over time, it believes you. Now, I want to be real with you. When you first try this, when you actually attempt to turn toward the panic and say, okay, go ahead, that doesn't mean that your anxiety is just going to disappear instantly. You actually have to mean it. This is not about getting rid of your anxiety completely. It's about changing your relationship with it. Over time, things do get better. With practice, you'll find that the panic attacks stop coming. But when you're in the middle of having really high anxiety, here's something to remind yourself of. Anxiety can't last forever. No feeling can. Have you ever had an emotion that stayed forever, that just never ended? Of course not. Even if you wanted to sustain a panic attack indefinitely, you couldn't do it. Your adrenal glands would eventually deplete, your body would give out, and you'd end up taking a nap on the couch. Your biology literally will not allow it to go on forever. So when you surrender and the panic doesn't immediately go away, trust that, as cliche as it might sound, this too shall pass. The wave will pass. Your job is simply to stop pouring fuel on the fire by fighting it. In other words, you don't actually have to do anything complicated. It's really more so about getting out of your own way. If you tell yourself that you need to do something to fix, solve, or control the anxiety, that'll probably only make it worse. Instead, you're shifting your attitude to simply allowing the anxiety to be there as it is. Okay, here it is. My heart is pounding. My chest is tight. I feel like something terrible is about to happen. And I'm going to let all of that be here. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to fight it. I'm just going to breathe and let this move through me. That's it. No complicated technique, just radical permission for the experience to exist and trust that it will pass. If you've been stuck in a cycle of panic attacks, I want you to know you're not broken and this isn't permanent. It's not the end of your story. Remember, the way out is through. If I can overcome panic attacks, so can you. I hope this helped. Let me know in the comments if you have questions, and check me out on Substack, where I have more resources on overcoming anxiety and you can support my work. Thank you for watching.